Hey everybody, my name is Albert Pereira and this is Experts Elevated. We help real estate agents elevate their business while at the same time developing an exit strategy for future multiple streams of income and abundance. This is my partner, Eric Patato.
Thanks, Albert. And good day to you all, and thank you for joining us. If you're here, it's because you're probably a mid-range agent. And
what is a mid-range agent?
Well, before we get into that, let's tell these people a little bit about ourselves, because they don't, we
could
be Huey and Dewey.
I mean, we could be absolutely useless in terms of providing information to you.
So,
wouldn't make any sense for them to listen.
But we're not.
But we're not.
Okay, so Albert and I have a combined 53 plus years experience in the industry. We both have owned our separate brokerages. We have both led top producing teams in our region. Actually, we used to compete against one another, but because of EXP and its collaborative nature, we find ourselves working together, and we've decided that we want to, put all this knowledge that we've assembled over the 53 years and share it with agents like yourself who might be stuck because let's talk about what a mid-range agent is, because we kind of, we want to be clear on what that is. So we're talking about an agent who's probably had at least 3 years and 10 to 12 years into the business.
10 years, 15 years. You're in the business, you're doing well, you're making a living, You're maybe even doing better than well, maybe a bit above average, but you're perhaps complacent, in your business, and you're not growing, and you're probably resistant to any change in terms of improving your business, and you probably aren't working on an exit strategy and multiple streams of income in the future.
Well, we've got some pain points here. So
we've got lots of pain points, but before we start, we want to make it clear that there is no cost.
We're not selling anything.
We're not selling you anything. We are not gurus. We are not trying to get you into a program where you spend money and we say, hey, here's the keys to the Magic Kingdom, and
you've got 6 months with us. After that, see you later. No.
That's right. This is an ongoing program where we work with people at expertselevated.com, licensed realtors, to improve their business and develop a life of abundance. But at the same time, our goals are congruent with yours, because if you don't do well, we don't do well at EXP, and we're looking to partner with people at EXP to grow their business. And again, if you don't do well, we don't do well, and we're about working with you for years now, from this point forward, and developing you as a real estate agent and developing your future, while at the same time realizing that it's not so much you as it is your mindset and your skill set. Okay? Now, all of these pain points, did you miss the turn to a growing business? We don't know. Okay, we don't know if you did or didn't.
Not until we speak with you.
Not until we speak with you, but most agents do make the wrong turn. They emulate other agents who perhaps have developed bad habits that are difficult to undo, and we have to work hard at undoing those bad habits with you. But you have to be open-minded to doing that.
Yeah, well, this industry has a way of sucking you into its vortex and get you focused on the epidemic that is our industry, which is, of course, the lead generation epidemic is what I'm talking about. So we are of the belief that leads are the easiest thing to acquire.
They are
in this industry.
They're really easy to get.
Probably the hardest thing to acquire are the right skills, mindsets, systems, and strategies that are going to, help your brand. So let me just share what a brand is, because most people think it's their glam shot with their fancy initials that have been digitized and reconstructed by a graphics designer, and that's your brand. That's not your brand. That's a logo. So your brand is, and I forget where I heard this, but I heard this about 10 years ago. I read this in this awesome book, and the guy described the brand. It was the best description ever. Your brand is how you leave your customers feeling. Okay, that's your brand, and that's why your brand is so important, because how you leave them feeling will determine whether or not they come back to you, or whether it's going to be a one and done relationship, which, based on our industry's focus on lead generation, that's how most agents operate. And the one and done, they're on the transaction treadmill.
And if they send you referrals, because if they didn't have a positive experience, they're not going to want to send you referrals, because they'd be embarrassed to send you to somebody else who also does a pretty poor job for the next person.
Right.
So, there's a lot of gurus out there saying, if you join me, if you work with me, I'm going to develop, a social media strategy with you and all kinds of lead gen or whatever. Eric and I laugh about this because the lead gen is the easiest part of the business. If you get lots and lots of leads, if you're filling your bathtub with lots and lots of leads and it's overflowing, with leads, and you can't convert them into business, what's the point in having all these leads?
Or worse, they have a bad experience with you when you do convert them. What's the point of that?
Exactly. So, Eric and I, just from being in the business as long as we have, and I am a broker, I've seen lots of real estate agents, try this business and fail, and you try and give them the advice. Some don't want to listen. If you don't do your part, we can't help you either. You have to be willing to do your part.
Right.
Now, in this particular category of agent, you're probably complacent. You're probably doing a certain level of business.
Right. So let's define the mid-range. We still haven't really done that. So 3 to 12 years roughly.
Yeah.
You're probably doing somewhere between 10 and 30 transactions a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad thing. Okay. Not everybody wants to be a top producer. Not everybody wants to be a team leader. But there's one way to do 10 deals, and yet there's also a different way to do 10 deals that feels like you're doing them in a rocking chair, if you know what I mean, okay? It could be really hard work, or it can come to you very easily if you're doing things the right way, right?
Indeed.
So it doesn't have to be, this hard work to do more deals. But if you're a mid-range agent and say, a lot of agents that I've trained at my PlatinumProcessAcademy.com are people who come to me who say, Eric, I've been at this ceiling. I can't break through this ceiling. I'm doing 20 transactions a year and I want to do 40, but I don't know how to get there. So maybe that's you. Maybe you've hit your ceiling and you've been stuck in your plateaued at a certain point, and you want to break through, but you just don't know how.
And on the flip side, perhaps you're complacent. And you think, well, I'm doing enough that I'm happy, but you realize that something's missing. Perhaps you're not inspired anymore. You're just sort of doing the run-of-the-mill thing you've always done, and you become complacent. Now, complacency is a dangerous thing in real estate because, like carbon monoxide, it's colorless and odorless, and it'll kill your career over time. So you have to be aware of that complacency and start to address it and become inspired and get your headlights turned in the right direction. Now, at expertselevated.com, we can help you with that. But you've got to reach out to us. You've got to go to the website, book yourself a Zoom call where we can talk with you on the video chat, and you can explain to us what particular challenges you have in your career.
Because you might not be having all of these challenges, but I can assure you you're having some.
Everybody's different. Everybody's different. And unless you reach out to us, again, there's no obligation, there's no cost. We can help you address how these challenges are really a matter of mindset and skill set. They can all be saved with those, solutions in mind. But again, you have to do your part. So reach out to us by going to our website and book that appointment. Now, we're going to continue going over these pain points because many of these will apply to you as mid-range agents. Now, you're perhaps on a roller coaster of income with no growth plan. And because you have a lot of past clients that you rely upon, and perhaps some new clients, but your advertising is seen as humdrum, and you're just sort of seen as a local agent in the market, a commodity.
Right.
Okay? They see you as a commodity, and they think, well, if I'm going to interview a couple of realtors, I might call this person too. We are going to help you differentiate yourself so that you're seen as an expert, okay? An expert advisor, where they call you and want to do business with you, and they don't really just want to compare you against other commoditized agents. Now, Eric will go into more detail about this.
Yeah, so in the Platinum Process Academy, I've developed some trainings that really address this, and particularly on the listing side of the business, because that's where the gravy is. That's where the gold is. If you become a really good listing advisor to your home sellers, you will never ever be chasing business again. So, what the challenge that this industry has is that the consumers don't believe it matters who they hire. The outcome is going to be the same. So what they're basically saying is, you're a commodity. What are you going to charge me? And what do you think my house is worth? Well, if you get stuck answering those questions, you're dead in the water before you even get started. Okay, so you have to come with a completely different approach, a completely different game plan. But unless you're given those skills or shown those skills or taught those skills so that you can actually really absorb them and start implementing them into your business, because there's no overnight success. Okay, you're not going to go from 20 deals to 40 deals or increase your pace from 2 deals a month to 5 deals a month in 1 month. It's just not going to happen. So it does take a little bit of time, but I have turned many agents' careers around in 12 months. Like, we can literally tell you that you will increase your income by 50% in 12 months. That's doable, that's manageable, and that's something that's attainable.
Exactly. And remember that when you partner with us, this isn't a one-time thing. Your success makes us successful, and it just continues year after year.
Right.
Now, this is where I'm going to go into flies and glass.
Oh, not again.
Yes.
Okay, but before you do that,
yeah.
What Albert is talking about with this relationship, this network we're building of EXP agents, you are going to use us to leverage, or you're going to leverage us to grow your network. Okay?
That's right, because we're adding value to you as a real estate agent.
We're adding value on top of all the value you're going to be getting at EXP.
And wait a minute, and your colleagues and competitors are going to notice a change in your business.
Right.
They're going to say, hey, Bob, Sherry, why are you doing a bunch more business?
What's going on?
What's going on? Now, you may not want to share with them as competitors where your success is coming from, but there might be other agents that you like and want to see them succeed as well. And you say expertselevated.com is what is helping mentor me and lead the way in terms of creating more business and a future of abundance as well, which we haven't really covered. But you can recruit other agents because they see you as successful. They've seen that transformative change and they want to know how to do it. And then you can benefit from recruiting them within the EXP partner system with us as well.
Right,
so
there's no threat to you.
That's right. You're adding value.
Even if you're in the same marketplace, it doesn't matter because they're in your network now.
That's right.
Okay, their success is your success. So EXP has turned this entire paradigm on its head. Okay, this industry has been flipped upside down because of EXP. So we never were really competing against one another. That's just, the whole compete thing, that's just what the brokerages were using to try to recruit back in the day because they didn't have any other way to differentiate themselves. And, if you come with us, well, we've got this great brand and people see you as successful just because you're here. Okay, yeah, maybe in the 80s and 90s, but that's done now.
That's right. And so reach out to us and we will explain to you the paradigm shift because Eric and I are old hands in this business and we were absolutely wowed, when we were exposed to EXP Realty. And, Eric's been in it longer than I have, so I can speak more from a newcomer perspective because I've been with it for 7 months now. But I can tell you, it's a complete game changer. If you are a broker, I would definitely be afraid of what EXP has to offer because you've got lower costs and a tremendous amount of resources to level up your business in addition to what we do.
Yeah.
So I'm going to the flies and glass here now.
It's time for the flies.
Flies.
Brace yourself.
Now brace yourself because as agents, and especially if you're a complacent agent, okay, you are just like the housefly trying to get out of the house into that wide world of flowers and garbage. Outside, garbage is a terrible analogy, but
no, it is.
They want to be outside. They're beating their heads against the glass, they're looking down, they can see all the corpses of all the other dead flies below them, but they keep getting lured outside through the glass. And they just realize that if they just turn around, take some time, and not beat their head around the glass and look for another way out, they can escape to freedom and a future of abundance. And this is what we offer. So we can only help you if you reach out to us. And again, there's no cost to you, there's no risk to you, so why not do it?
Yeah.
Let's talk about the other pain points that you might be focusing on, and that is non-dollar productive activities. Because you're complacent, because you're doing a lot of what you do all the time, and you're experiencing perhaps the same level of success year in, year out, you are not focusing on dollar productive activities where you can actually work fewer hours in the day and make even more income.
Yeah, it's all about learning how to, the difference between working on your business and working in your business, and when you should be doing one or the other. So we definitely help agents with that. So what's next?
Same old client, same old habits.
Yeah.
You're plateaued, you're comfortable, you're complacent.
You see, there's a theme here. It's kind of like same.
That's right.
It's like you get stuck.
The industry is evolving, you're not. You're working harder for the same production over time because you're not getting new clients. You're not attracting new business, and you're not attracting a new form of business because you're the same old. There's no differentiation, and you're becoming slowly irrelevant over time. You have no exit strategy, and you have no multiple streams of income when you retire from the business. Now, I was fortunate that I was able to retire at the age of 41 from my real estate business and spend time with my young family because I could. I invested in real estate over time. I turned my commissions into down payments, bought townhouses, half duplexes, then duplexes, fourplexes, sixplexes, and now I own a couple of apartment buildings, just like Monopoly. But I enjoy a consistent income stream from my rentals that I still enjoy to this day, and it's very predictable. I can teach you how to do the same, but not everybody wants to invest in real estate, and if you don't, I help you attract investor clients, which generate a lot more consistent income for you because they buy more than one home in a given year, or one building or duplex, and that kind of thing.
An investor client could buy anywhere from 5 to 10 properties from you if you know what you're doing over the course of your career.
Yes,
so how many investor clients do you need, right?
Well, exactly. But how many investors work with realtors or call about investment property, and the realtor is basically throwing up on them because they don't know what a cap rate is. They don't know what the expense ratios are. They don't have any of the answers that investors have or to questions. Like, they just don't have the answers for those questions. Yeah. So what are you doing? You're actually repelling potential clients because you have no skill set in how to talk to them.
Right.
Okay?
You're basically just a conduit to them, to the MLS.
Exactly.
That's all you've become at that point.
Now, do you think you can compete against me for an investor client? I have lots of investor clients. They trust me. They know that not only do I have investments, I know exactly what they're talking about. And in many cases, I'm teaching them, about the real estate business and what to look for and what a cap rate is, how to calculate expense ratios and vacancy rates and all of those things, and how to take hidden things about investment properties and create future profit centers in those investment properties, It's all part of what I teach within Experts Elevated,
Yeah.
Now, you may not be interested in investing in real estate. There are multiple streams of income beyond recruiting. Maybe you don't want to recruit. Maybe you should be putting your commissions into tax advantage dividend ETFs, which are also a very, very good option. Again, we teach all this, and it's year after year. It's not a one-off program, but we can't help you if you don't reach out to us.
Yeah, so I mean, that's a great explanation of what Albert brings to the table. What I also bring to the table is that I could take you from being potentially, and I don't want to use the word in a kind of condescending way, but average agent or
a
complacent mid-range agent, someone who might be stuck. Let's just say that you're kind of stuck. You've tried some different trainings. You don't know where to go. Well, I help agents become dominant listing agents. Now, again, that doesn't mean that you have to sell 200 homes a year. You could be a dominant listing agent and only take 10 listings a year. But the people you're working for are having an incredibly differentiated experience. And I teach you principles like the principle of price elasticity, which is an absolute game changer in our industry. When you can speak about the principle of price elasticity and explain to people what's at stake when they list their home, they're not going to want to talk to anybody else, in particular discount brokers. Top producing agents aren't better than you. They've just found a way to become more popular than you. When I look at most top producing agent statistics, their days on market, their sale price to ask price ratio, their list to sell ratio, their price reduction ratios, these 4 ratios that are very critical, and how you should be measuring yourself in your marketplace. Their ratios are no better than the average agents.
They are.
They're just making more money, so they can throw more money at their business, and they've created this huge treadmill that's churning and burning more clients.
I feel like you're exposing me a little bit, because as an agent, I always knew that as a top producing team leader, I knew that what I was doing was fairly ordinary, but I was just very good at making it look extraordinary.
Right.
Okay,
So
that's exactly what Eric's talking about.
Yeah.
It's not that the steak is any different. We're just talking about how you're going to sell the sizzle. Okay, so that people, not only is there just the sizzle, you actually make the sizzle happen.
No, there's steak.
There's steak.
You pick up the lid of the barbecue. It's not hot dogs. It's filet mignon.
That's right, and it's a positive experience. So they are raving fans, and they send you referrals, which are the best kind of business because they trust you right out of the gate. Okay. Now we know your situation could be different. Any one of these things may or may not apply to you, but if you reach out to us, go to our website and book an appointment, a Zoom call with us, we can talk about how we can address all of these concerns or any one of these concerns with the programs we offer. Reach out to us. We look forward to talking to you, and thank you for taking the time to watch the video and spend some time with us.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you soon.